Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, this is actually the second time I'm doing commentary of this match because first time unfortunately my recording failed. Right, now we do have 128 players to start with in this massive Evizone tournament, and we did figure out our 4 semi-finalists. It was Fintech, Anonymous, BV and Beroman. Now we have also already figured out our 2 finalists. Anonymous is going to go up against his alliance mate, BB. And now it is time to figure out who is going to take the last remaining spot on the pedestal, who is going to get the bronze medal. All of these players, both of the players that are in this match, already have earned the bare minimum of $200. Now they are just fighting for more and some bragging rights. So, a long anticipated match by so many of you. Let's go. Fintech against Beroman. Huge thank you to Evizone for sponsoring this tournament. They are an amazing messaging and file transfer service. Definitely check them out. All the links in the video description. It is de facto the service that I use daily in order to communicate with my subscribers and also send video files from one end to another. Very convenient, absolutely free to use. Definitely check them out, and they are also active participant and supporter of my channel. So here we can see that Beroman is at the top left hand side corner. Fintech is at the bottom right hand side corner. They are finishing up their drafts, and both of these players are absolutely amazing. About as good of a players as you can get. Some of the best in the world. Well, in this case, they're fighting for 3rd spot though. They're finishing up their drafts, and we are 100,000% in for some exciting, amazing, top-tier gameplay. So show them your support. Both of them also have YouTube channels. I will leave links to their channels in the video description. And go show them some love. More importantly, hit the like button, hit the sub button. Remember, the more you support these videos and all of the upcoming projects, the more of them we can make and feature in collaboration with Evizone. So the first fights here are set. We have Dr. Doom being slapped down by Fintech for Beroman to handle, and he does have a Human Torch, which immediately means that all of the odds makers are picking Bero as the favorite for the round. However, Fintech is going to try his best with his Hulkling against Mr. Fantastic. Now, Mr. Fantastic is a tricky defender. He is a bit sneaky, and he's quite hard to handle. Initial part of the fight with Hulkling against Mr. Fantastic should go without a hitch, but as soon as you throw your first special attack, there comes the wade chance, there comes the reduced damage, and there come the problems. Human Torch against Mystic Champion, against Dr. Doom, will not have issue like that. Obviously, there's always a risk of eating a level 2, but in this case, it doesn't even matter. You can see that Beroman finishes his fight out with 90+% health, 93% health in 28 seconds. And even though he lost 7% health, Mr. Fantastic's still alive. Even if Finn finishes this match right this instant with 100% health, Beroman will take the win for round 1 for the first game, and that must feel good in a tense match like that, in a match where so much is at stake. Taking an early lead must be an incredible confidence boost, and here we can see that Mr. Fantastic is still absolutely refusing to go away. Now, Fintech does throw his level 2 here, finishes off the match with 40+ seconds left on the clock, but it's just not fast enough. Human Torch is just a torpedo when it comes to these matchups. Right. Round 1, well, match 1, game 1 goes to Beroman. Let's see if Finn can pull this back or Bero can take an early lead in this encounter. Now we have Valkyrie being placed quite interestingly, but then again, looking at Beroman's draft, it is extremely offensive. So we have Valkyrie on defense against Hercules on defense, placed by Finn. We have Tigra being used for Beroman, which is kind of ironic, realizing that Tigra is the signature champion. As soon as I see that Tigra being drafted here, I wonder why it isn't banned. if I am ever to play Fintech, and I do, Tigra is the immediate ban. You can wake me up at the middle of the night, 3 a.m. and ask me, which champions do you ban when you play Fintech? And Tigra is number one immediately. I would answer that in the middle of the night. You do not leave a Tigra in either deck when you're playing Fintech. Simple as that. Because he's a monster. Fintech could be arguably the best Tigra player. But, ironically, Tigra is being used against him. Now, Juggernaut obviously is also extremely capable nuke champion. However, Tigra's ability to bypass Hercules' immortality and huge burst damage, we can see the devastation Tigra brings to Fintech. I wonder if he feels betrayed right now. 29-second finish with 96% health versus 39-second finish and 85% health. Tigra beats up Fintech. Beroman takes early lead. Finn has some catching up to do. This is best out of 7. So the first player who reaches 4 wins, advances no, but gets the 3rd place, gets an improved prize money. So right now, Bero is taking early lead. Must feel amazing for the confidence, but it is not over yet by a long shot. There is still a lot of playing to do. Again, first player to reach 4 wins the match and gets the 3rd place. So they have finished their drafts up now. This time around, Beroman will have to place his defense first, and he promptly drops down a domino. And now we have Beroman also having to take on a domino. So we have Longshot going up against domino, and we have Tigra going up against domino. And this is going to be quite interesting, because Longshot is all right against dominoes because he does have increased ability accuracy. Now, he's not immune to crit fails, but just having the knowledge that your abilities will likely trigger almost always is likely, gonna play a factor in this. However, Tigra is a nuke. Tigra also has no way to deal with crit fail damage, but we all know that unless something unexpected happens here, this fight isn't going to last long. However, Domino does go for an evade into a combo to the face here, and luckily it did not crit, so Finn still has 70% of his HP remaining. And here he goes for another level 1 and does finish with 66% health in 29 seconds. At this point, I'd say he's looking extremely well, considering that Beroman just took a round to the face himself. 1 boot to the chin of Prince Charming, and Domino is still at 90% health. So if Finn wants to win this, well, he can't actually, because his health is below 66%. So this round definitely goes to Fintech. And again, that Tigra, man, that Tigra, I mean, Longshot is doing an admirable job, the best he can here, but Domino isn't going down easy by any means, and Tigra is long gone and done and relaxing and chilling. And yet again, just get that Tigra out of Fintech's hands. It's not gonna play out well in the long term. It'll be the first thing to get away from him. But Longshot is about to finish his fight here. We can see that 26% health remaining on Domino, 23% health remaining on Longshot. So he goes for his level 2 here in order to try and finish this out with 1% health on Domino. But always there's that 1%, couple more hits to the face. Longshot does finish the fight, but obviously nowhere near quickly enough and nowhere near enough health remaining. So this is a fairly solid win for Tigra. And Finn does take the first game of this second round here in between these two amazing players. Right. Let's carry on. Let's see what they have in store for each other now for the next round. Fintech is promptly dropping Galen on defense. As we know, Galen can be troublesome defender, especially if you do make a mistake and he gains any extra buffs. However, obviously there are champions that can nuke him down, and we have Juggernaut going up against Korg. Now, I personally absolutely love Juggernaut-Korg matchup, because even though technically you do not have any straight direct way to bypass Korg's rock damage back, because Juggernaut's unstoppable and he can use that unstoppability to find easy openings with light hits, and getting easy intercepts. Plus, this is rich get richer meta, and Juggernaut will be winning the buff battle vast majority of the time. He can do this fight extremely well. Now, so can CGR. CGR can absolutely nuke down Galen. The problem in CGR against Galen likely could come from the fact that Nullify part, the Fate Seal part from CGR's Damnation will not work on Galen. So after you're level 2, Galen might as well be winning the buff battle, especially because it does trigger the resistances for Galen. And now we can see that we have Fury, Resistance 3 buffs active on Galen, 3 buffs for now on CGR. However, all of those are about to expire and Galen is going to start winning. And here he just did not quite make it to level 2. Level 1 does not finish off Galen, and he's starting to eat level 3 to the face. Now, perhaps a slowdown combo there could have sorted that situation, but 15% away from the win in this match, because he would have beat Juggernaut on time had that special attack finished Galen. It didn't, and it all just tumbled downhill fast and heavy. Korg has 41, sorry, Juggernaut has 41 second Korg kill, which is impressive in its own right. Juggernaut is an absolute menace in Battlegrounds, and yet again, he proves just that. Finn does take round 2, so he has caught up, and now effectively first 2 matches have been a wash. Means that now instead of playing best out of 7, we are effectively left with best out of 5. We are right back where we started. Both of these players are finishing up their draft. Fintech will have to place first. Beroman does get the final draft in here. So now when Finn picks his Dr. Doom and Galen as his last 2 champions, Beroman will have an option to pick one more champion out of these 3, Professor X, Kingpin, and the Thing. It's quite cool to see a Professor X in top tier deck as well. By the way, you don't see those too often in the Celestial level decks, so that's quite cool. He does, however, select Thing as his final champion, and Thing is not often, but almost always at the very least a solid defender. There's only a couple of champions that can absolutely run through Thing. At the very least, typically Thing will buy you approximately 50 seconds in vast majority of the matchups. Now we can see that Beroman will have to deal with Sasquatch as his first fight, and Finn has to take on Nick Fury. And of course, here's that Tigra. Ban that Tigra. Now, we're talking Nick Fury now. Another matchup where most Tigra players wouldn't necessarily feel confident taking. I am a relatively average Tigra player, and I would not want to take Nick Fury with Tigra. However, that is why you ban it, because a monster that Finn is, he can do that fight, and he can do it fast. It's going to be interesting, though, because the odds are definitely against him, because we have Human Torch going up against Sasquatch, and we all know that this fight can finish inside of 60 seconds with a high HP remaining. Finn has to play perfect if he wants to outspeed that, even if it's possible. Like, there are limits to how much Tigra can do. We'll see if we see those limits today. However, look at that damage. Nick Fury's initial life model decoy is already destroyed with less than 30 seconds. Like 20 seconds in the fight, that first LMD is down, and Sasquatch is still at 56% health. However, entering Wrath of Tanrak relatively early, that definitely helps Beroman, because as soon as Wrath of Tanrak activates, the damage goes back to normal. And oh no, a huge mistake there. This fight would have been over and would have been Tigra's if not for those initial missed blocked level 2 hits. Tigra would have taken this on speed. That's how insane it is. But unfortunate mistake leads to the level 2 connecting with the block first, and therefore not finishing off that Nick Fury, as we saw 12% health he had remaining, and then making another mistake and running into it. This was absolutely tense. I would not have thought that Tigra can outspeed Human Torch in this matchup, but she clearly could. She just needed that level 2 connection at the end, and the fight would have been over, and she would have outsped Human freaking Torch against the Sasquatch. That would have been so impressive, but I digress. Mistakes are made, and Bero finishes his fight clean, so he deservedly takes the win in that round. And now, irony, thy name is Tigra. Tigra is going to get used against Fintech and Dr. Doom fight. Now, Dr. Doom fight is more doable. Dr. Doom fight is the type of fight that I have done in past myself. I know for a fact it's doable. It typically does involve slightly more block damage because you do want to push Dr. Doom to level 2s, then dash in the middle of the level 2 in order to be able to punish it. However, it is definitely not as hard as Nick Fury in my opinion, but it's still a risky fight. And unfortunately here, Fintech does have to take on Domino with CGR, and that is awful fight. I would much rather use Tigra against Dr. Doom than CGR against Domino, because I have not once seen this matchup go well. Not once I have seen CGR take Domino, great. Yes, he can finish out that fight. Yes, he can do it, but it's going to be tricky, and it's extremely RNG dependent, and Tigra is done. Tigra is used to clap down Finn. I still think it is not a good idea to leave Tigra in-game, unbanned, playing against Fintech. But, as if to prove me wrong there, Beroman does turn the tables. Fintech's Tigra fight failed, whereas his Tigra fight went smoothly. 95% health, 32-second finish. And Domino is still in this, and here we have a combo to the face, and CGR is getting knocked out. Beroman takes a lead again, moving up to 2-1. This is moving in like a scissor zipper-like pattern. Bero takes the lead, Finn equals it out, Bero takes the lead again. Let's see if Finn can pull it back once again to equal the score in this match. Now, this time around again, Beroman will have place first, I believe. So Finn will get the final draft. Again, we do see Tigra being drafted for Beroman as well. And Finn has the last draft, choice of 3, in between Tigra, Penny, and Mephisto. And quite unsurprisingly, Finn chooses Tigra as his final champion pick here. Ooh, this is tense. This is a tight match in between some of the best players in the world. Now we're gonna get Domino. Domino is another champion that has left a huge mark on these matches so far. I think in every single match, Domino has been placed on defense, and in every single match, Domino has had to be tackled with less than ideal counters. I don't think we definitely haven't seen like Omega Sentinel or Nimrod or Guardian being utilized against Domino in these matches, but we have seen Domino always. So it's quite interesting that Domino is basically running rampant on this Battlegrounds round. So now we have Dr. Doom going up against Warlock, and we have Hercules going up against Domino. Now, Dr. Doom versus Warlock is definitely the safer fight here, because Dr. Doom is shock immune, and Dr. Doom is armor break immune. That means unless you make some major mistake, you will be safe from the degen that is caused by the infection, and you losing power when you have debuffs on you. So it is safer fight. The question is, can Dr. Doom be fast enough? Obviously, Domino is extremely annoying champion to tackle. However, Hercules is a torpedo, especially with increase in power, and he will be winning that rich get richer power race. And here we can see that he has ramped up Hercules already to 7 charges. He has his 3 precisions from level 1, drops a massive level 2, and the Domino is melting here. Domino just doesn't have the time to do all that crit fail damage here. You can see that another level 1 to the face, and she's down, and Herc was remaining at 85% health. That is an excellent clear for a champion that has no way to counter Domino's crit fail damage. And now Dr. Doom is also very close to finishing the fight here. However, the time is not working in Doom's favor at all here, and now we can see that Warlock had been pushed to 3 bars of power. Now, luckily, he doesn't throw that special, but he does land a couple of hits on Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom does finish, but looking at the time difference, even if Dr. Doom finished at 100% health, Finn, with his amazing Hercules takedown of Domino, would have taken the win. So definitely one of these fights where the safer option just wasn't fast enough, and the nuke absolutely ran away with it, even if you had to take all that crit fail damage. Well played by both of the players, slight luck involved, as well in that finish with not getting a level 3 to the face. But let's move on to the next round. So Beroman is going to have to tackle a Sasquatch. Fintech is going to have to tackle a Scorpion. And quite interestingly, Fintech chooses a Gallon. Now, Gallon is not necessarily a champion I would picture in my head as a great counter for Scorpion, because that evade can be annoying. He doesn't have a ton of, hits on his combos. And Valkyrie is going to go up against Sasquatch. Now, Valkyrie is an absolute monster in the Rich Get Richer meta. All things working out, Valkyrie can likely do this fight in about a minute, maybe slightly longer, depending on the AI. At the same time, it is quite unlikely that Gallon is going to go out of this fight with a full health bar unscathed like he often does. Because, again, one evade, and it immediately is going to throw rocks into your, slippers, your plants. Your plants are going to get derailed, because obviously that Scorpion Sense Evade places poisons on you, which Gallon is not immune to, and if you have placed poison, you might be hesitant to throw a special attack because you take a burst of damage, just like he did right now. Now, it only did 4% damage in this case, but let's see if it adds up. Also, we have some willpower heal, so you definitely do need to be very careful when using Gallon against Scorpion. He takes a burst of damage here again. However, Gallon responds with a bigger burst of his own, finishing with 91% health, which is extremely, extremely solid. And 45 seconds, obviously incredibly fast time. Now here, the problem is that Sasquatch entered that Wrath quite early, and because of that, he's being super aggressive, and Valkyrie is not finding the openings in the block. He resorted to throwing his level 2 straight to the face of Sasquatch, and then trying to rush in and capitalize on that fury, which he does. However, 73 seconds is just not quick enough. He does finish with higher health bar, but there was big enough of a time difference for Finn take the win, and Finn yet again equals out. This entire thing is going like a zigzag pattern. Finn takes the Bero takes the lead, Finn equals out. Bero takes the lead, Finn equals out. So now we have went from best out of 7 to best out of 5 to effectively being down best out of 3. First one of these gentlemen to reach 4 wins total, or win basically 2 more matches, gets the 3rd spot. But the time is running out. If nothing changes, then Beroman takes this tournament, if it does go in the same order as it has went thus far for over half of the matches that are possibly total playable. You can see that these guys have ended up being absolutely equal. 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. Pressure must be building on. Now here Beroman finishes his draft. He will get to place 2nd in this match, so Finn has to place 1st here, and let's see how this works out. So Fintech sets up a Mephisto for Beroman to fight. Mephisto obviously always a threat unless there is a torch around. And then we have Killmonger being placed for Fintech to tackle. And Finn is going to take that Tigra. Tigra against Killmonger is a definite matchup I would never want to try in a million years. If Finn pulls this off, it will just further go to the point of ban the freaking Tigra. How is she not banned in any of these rounds so far? But we have another interesting matchup. Valkyrie going up against Mephisto. Now, that is another matchup that I would not necessarily want to do myself, which again just speaks of the high caliber of these players if they both can pull these fights off. Because Mephisto will be triggering his auras of Incinerate as he's being struck in the block, and that means that you will have even less time, even less opportunity to land your combos in the block, because you will have to spend more time running away from aura, more time baiting out special attacks, and that is quite an ordeal for Valkyrie to handle. This is definitely going to be relatively more slow-paced fight, but here we can see Tigra doing it. Now the senses are nearly expiring here. However, Finn does go for his first level 2, and it is a massive drop, leaves Killmonger nearly at 3 bars of power. However, waiting out that level 2 here has let Tigra's senses expire for Finn. So now when Finn is going to use his level 2, it will take time. It will put some raptures on, but there will be no burst of damage. There will be no massive power gain, and that definitely is going to slow him down. However, now he does go for a level 1 and finishes it clean. 96% health, 56 seconds. That is why you ban a stupid Tigra when Finn's playing. Like, who would want to do a Killmonger fight with Tigra? Who would think he's gonna do it in under a minute with 95% health remaining? It's like, I'm sorry, that's stupid, and it should never be allowed to happen. By law, that Tigra should have been banned. However, Valkyrie is doing well, quite high health remaining, has taken some burn damage there, but it's just not fast enough. It's just not fast enough. So Valkyrie finishes with less HP and half a minute behind, nearly 40 seconds behind. So this first game goes to Finn with a stupid fight that should have never been allowed to happen. Ban that stupid Tigra in perpetuity. I promise I have played Finn plenty of times. Not a single time I have left him Tigra, and I do not plan to do it ever again. That's an automatic ban. No matter how good at Tigra stuff you think you are, there's always somebody better, and Finn could be that guy. That being said, we have a pair of another interesting matchups. Now we have Kingpin going up against Nick Fury. In my opinion, definitely a doable, safe fight. Typically, likely gonna take about 90 seconds in order to finish, in my personal experience. However, we have Dr. Doom going up against the Domino, and that is another fight that I would not want to do. As far as I have seen Dr. Doom fights against Domino, and I have seen a handful, they never work out well, or hardly ever work out well. It is a hard matchup. Dr. Doom does not have the biggest health pool. He doesn't have any defense against crit fail damage. And most importantly, you are extremely limited. And every time you chain that heavy attack from your combo, you are taking a risk. And here you eat a couple more hits. Luckily, that crit resistance there is helping. However, dropping a level 3 with Dr. Doom at 76% is quite a good score there. Now here, unfortunately, in this match so far, Kingpin is not doing the most damage. Here I would say that there has been an error in the playstyle. In the matchup of Kingpin versus Nick Fury, you immediately and always want to go for level 2s for maximum damage, for easy intercept openings in the second phase, and also most importantly in Rich Get Richer meta in order to be able to equalize the buffs or even overtake Nick Fury with the buffs. So that level 1 definitely did not quite seem in place there, because level 2s all day in this matchup in particular, maybe just to finish Nick Fury off. As we can see here, 25 seconds left on the clock, and Nick Fury just has been, well, destroyed his life model decoy, which means that we are quite possibly looking at a timeout. And Dr. Doom did indeed finish that Domino there with 75% health remaining. I assume that after the level 3 he did manage to get off his level 1 and level 2. And
$72.5. Your series of ranking videos are awesome. Keep up the good work.
My apologies for that. But thank you, by the way. Thank you very much. I'll try to keep up the good work. However, Finn takes the win, and for the first time ever in the tournament, in this match I mean, Finn has the lead in this matchup. This feels like an extremely pivotal moment. Up until now, we seemingly were stuck in a zigzag pattern where Bero takes the lead, Finn equals out, Bero takes the lead, Finn equals out. Now, for the first time, Finn has taken the lead. It has to feel good. It has to give a huge confidence boost to Finn. At the same time, it has to put the pressure on Beroman. Because this, is kind of like a reversal, a change of flow in this match. Let's see how this round now is going to work out. Because now, for the first time, we are in a must-win situation. Beroman must win this match or Finn advances. There is nothing else left. So Beroman has to go full force. Now they have finished their drafts. Beroman does plays Killmonger as his first champion on the defense. Fintech places Sasquatch as champion for himself. Beroman is going to go full in with Juggernaut in order to be able to deal with that Sasquatch. That fight is definitely doable. I think in past I have even had about a 40-second or 45-second Juggernaut Sasquatch clear. So if everything works out, that fight can work extremely well. However, it is AI dependent. And we have Hulkling going up against Killmonger, which is, I would say, more safer fight. But we'll see. That fight also can go wrong very quickly in very many different ways. So let's see who is going to take the win here. Sasquatch against, Juggernaut against Sasquatch, or Hulkling against Killmonger. Here, Hulkling is already dropping off his level 2. Juggernaut is dropping his level 2 as well. However, Killmonger's health bar is being lowered significantly faster here at this point. However, there is some reverb damage that has come into play. We see Finn here going for another level 2, taking slight amounts of damage. Another level 1 to finish this off with 86% health. And Juggernaut, if he finishes this quickly enough, can still potentially pull this out. But no, this is a tanky Sasquatch. Unfortunately, no crits on that level 2. He was also not at 10 unstoppable, so he didn't gain the massive Fury bonus. And here he eats a heavy attack. And the fact that we have 11 rage stacks mitigating more than half of the damage that would be dealt. Yeah, this is not looking great, and obviously Finn will take this match. Here Juggernaut does finish the fight, still proving that he's extremely capable. I do think that this match was largely decided by how late Sasquatch entered his Wrath of Tanrak, because by virtue of that, Sasquatch managed to keep up a massive damage mitigation for significantly longer than he normally would. And that made this entire matchup much more problematic. Same time, obviously, well played to Finn. And let's move on to the next round. Now, Beroman will have to tackle a Mephisto. Finn is going to have to tackle a Korg. This is going to be quite interesting to see which champions both players use. Now, Fintech is selecting to go with Dr. Doom. As we have seen, Juggernaut can do Korg definitely faster than Dr. Doom can. At the same time, I suspect that Fintech is saving Juggernaut for that Hulkling. And now we have Rinter going on offense against Mephisto, which on paper sounds absolutely horrible. Now, at this point here, I would be willing to say with a relatively high degree of certainty that unless something horribly goes wrong in Fintech's matchup, he takes this. Because Rinter is a champion that demands ability to be extremely aggressive. And that is just not what you can do against Mephisto in general, let alone without an incinerate immunity. Yes, Rinter does have increased energy resistance, but you can see here that it's just not going to be fast enough. Dr. Doom is going to finish that Korg in about 60 seconds, 60 to 80 seconds. Typically 60-ish seconds. Here, however, a mistake is made. He does get pushed to level 3. This will definitely delay him, and we're back in action. We are back in action. However, Rinter is at level 3 as well, and with significantly less HP. And Mephisto has much more HP remaining than the Korg does. So it still is looking like Finn's. Like, this is what I was talking about. I said unless something goes horribly wrong, and something went significantly wrong, but even that was not enough to get better out of this mess. Now, Mephisto has no business being taken down by Rinter. As we can see here. He has 15 seconds on the clock. Mephisto still has 50% of his health. He still has yet to regen. and Finn is done. So that means we are done. Congratulations to Finn for coming in third in first ever MCOC Open Battlegrounds tournament. And huge thank you to Evizone for sponsoring this event. And we have only one match remaining now. Only one match remaining, and that is the finals. Stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the